Hello and welcome to more Dark Souls 2 with me, Oni Black Mage. We're over here in the Shrine of Amara, after just beating our first round of Drangleic Castle, but many of those areas are still unexplored, so no doubt we're going to have to go back to Drangleic Castle in the future. Let's see. This seems to be some sort of underground lake. I can see there are many shinies in the distance, so I get the feeling that there are some hidden paths underneath the water's surface. But it's very dark, and no doubt there are many, I didn't get that joke just there. No doubt there are many hidden pathways. That looks just beyond reach. Yeah, it totally is. Yeah, I think that's bait for somebody to try to grab. I might just have to smack that down and hope that it actually falls with the body. But let's see what's going along this cliffside. I'm pretty sure we're underground. There's got to be an underground lake. Alright, I definitely see one of those little mushroom bugs in the distance. This one's not blue, this one's yellowish brown. So it's a little bit, yep, a little bit stronger than the blue bug, so... Let's see what it was guarding. Oh, a chest. Alright. Alright, that's always useful. I could certainly use more skeptic spice. I'm building a collection because I want to back up my character when I eventually make him into an Archmage. And definitely have greater lightning spear. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to snipe this branch. Okay, good. It did fall down. Alright, there's a cove down there, so I get the feeling that's probably something I was supposed to do. This entire area does look very nice, very scenic actually, very peaceful looking. Which probably means it's hiding some deadly aquatic enemies. I mean, I was just asking the other time for some underwater enemies, and I get the feeling I'm going to be seeing that. As to be expected, walking around through water slows me down tremendously. Whoa! Hello. He's wearing the Archdrake robes. I used to have that set. So is this where they come from? Are these all Archdrakes? Slumbering Dragon Shield. Interesting. That guy was fast, even in the water, I have to say. Alright, well I think that's the thing that I just knocked down, so yeah, let's keep an eye. Okay, see? You can see in the distance, subtly, where the ground drops off into the endless abyss. Oh, that's good, Twinkling Titanite. That's going to be very handy for crafting. You can see in the distance where it's dark, and that's where it drops off, and where it's shallow. And what is that? Oh, weird. It's some sort of like lizard man. Let's see what's on this little island here. Whoa. I almost didn't see that guy. I was just clicking lock on to see, to correct my camera angle, and locked onto that guy. So I highly suggest that in this area, you keep locking on to catch and snap to any enemies underneath the surface. These guys seem to take Great Soul Arrows pretty well. I think what I'm going to have to do is switch back to regular Soul Arrow and pick these guys off, because they're obviously the trash of this area, but I am still coming out of boss equipment, so... And the fact that these guys are underwater means that fire probably isn't the best thing to do with them, even though they're naked. So, what's a Curse Jar doing over here? So probably what I should be doing is getting rid of my fire and going all soul for this area. If I had lightning, this would be a fantastic area, because if I remember correctly, when enemies are in water, they take, I think, like double damage from lightning. Ooh, Crimson Water. I've never found the direct need to use Crimson Water, but it's very nice to have. There's singing around here, but it's stopped. Probably coming from this hut here. Alright, let's see what's behind this door. Alright, it's another one of those ladies. Looks very similar to the one in Drangleic Castle in the birdcage. I'm going to close this door as a precaution.
We knew you were coming.
Who's this we?
And stopped singing.
I didn't see anybody else in the room.
We
Oh,
are
okay.
We are here
Il
to sing to
Finito.
those bound by death and dark.
So I guess collectively all these sort of
Forever,
songstresses are all kind of the same character, I guess, the same entity.
long ago. We know nothing of the world outside. And why should we? Do you
As a matter of fact, I do.
But what is it? We know nothing, for we will know.
Okay, well that was not helpful.
When we sing, the little ones grant. This is. Is there anything? Perhaps this.
Oh, thank you.
This is all. When we sing, the little.
Okay, I guess that's it.
When we
Alright,
sing,
well,
this.
I don't exactly know what her role is, but apparently her singing calms down monsters. Or perhaps soothes people, cursed ones like me, to death. I don't know if she's supposed to help my quest or not. Alright, so there's definitely lots of stuff in the distance, but I highly doubt I can just walk there. Alright, more of those Archdrake guys. They're fast and they're deadly. They attack and they hit hard. Almost faster than what I could cast. I may have to switch over again to that Lion Mage gear to really ramp up my spellcasting speed. Because those guys are outpacing me. They're actually pretty much the first enemy that doesn't really give me a window to cast. If I could just pick them off one at a time, then it shouldn't be a problem. Oh gosh, really? First of all, I'm incredibly lucky that somehow didn't gouge me through. But he was on me in a flash. Okay, I managed to get the jump on him at least. Which is fine. I'm glad I didn't startle the other two. If all three of them came at me, I highly doubt I would have survived that. Okay, good. I managed to pull one. Wow, these guys hit hard. Alright, well, that's what I get for being cocky. Alright, so looks like I have to retry this area and be very mindful of these Archdrakes. Look at them just strutting around in water. He's like, yeah, I'm fully armored. I got ropes. I have this pole arm. Nothing slows me down. Alright, well in that case, let's take the opportunity to redo our spells. We're gonna go all soul. And in the meantime, let's talk about something else. Let's see. What's topical? Let's see. You know, I was watching a few other videos the other day. You know, I'm a big YouTuber, like anybody else, just watching videos here, that, and the other, catching up on your daily subscriber count, making sure that you know, you stay on top of all the many shows. In fact, I watch YouTube more than I watch TV. In fact, I really don't watch TV at all. Because anything that's really good on TV is on the internet. So I pretty much watch the internet. If there's a popular show or something, then I'll watch it on the internet. If there's some movie that I missed, I don't necessarily watch television for it. I'll catch it on any movie streaming service. I pretty much, oh, actually, unless I watch it in real life. And definitely YouTube is pretty much my main go-to. Sometimes I catch out blips. Sometimes other stations and other supporters that aren't necessarily hosted on YouTube. Other YouTube's personalities. But I have to say, every once in a while, do you ever just go through and feel, you know what, I need to clean up who I'm subscribed to? Because I was reviewing some of that the other day, and I was catching, I was like, you know what, I wonder what this guy over here is doing. These subscribers that, you know, I follow, and I check out their material and see what's new, because a lot of people, you know, they start off one way with what they want to do for their channel, and then as time goes on, they change focus, or perhaps rediscover what they really want to do. They try a few different things and try to discover their identity about what they want to do, what kind of channel they want to provide. Or some people just have a balanced mix and they do a couple different things, but they keep it separate, they keep it focused. And one thing I'm somewhat disappointed in, and I find it tragic when it happens, is the YouTuber that starts off very small, very humble, very engaging, providing good, interesting stuff, and then they get popular and it goes to their head. I find that so tragic, because that really is a reflection of the personality of that person. That person didn't have the mental discipline to be able to handle that much attention, to be able to handle that much responsibility for being an outlet of information and or entertainment to lots of people. And I'm talking about somebody who went from, like, you know, everybody starts from zero, and one of those people that attain 1 million, he's actually close to 2 million now, so he's incredibly popular. I'm not going to name names, but I think you know of other people anyway that are like this. And they started off their content, it was fascinating, it was intriguing, it was good. It's game related, it's another gaming channel. And they provide a lot of good information, a lot of thought-provoking material, and that's why I subscribed. I'm like, wow, this guy's discussing some really fascinating points. I like this guy. And then over time, his stuff became less and less informative, and became more and more casual opinion. And there's nothing wrong with opinions. You're perfectly welcome to express your opinion. You have as much right as to express your opinion as I do as a consumer to agree or disagree with it. That's what makes our discussion so fascinating. We're allowed to interact with that freely. Again, God bless America. And what I find disappointing is the fact that on your information channel, you group your opinions, bias, and editorials with your factual stuff, and that's not right. That's incredibly misleading. That tells me one of two things. Number one, well, actually it says a couple different things. The most simple thing is you just didn't want to start a new subsection of your channel, which you frankly should have, saying, hey, this isn't factual, this isn't proven or anything like that, this is just me theorizing, this is just me conjecturing, this is just me expressing my personal opinions and bias. I would appreciate that honesty, but you didn't. You tagged it with your super popular channel as the same content, which it's not. You were very observant before with some of your factual material, and now all of a sudden you're just spouting off what you think is correct and what you think is right and what you think is a trend, and it's not. And I don't particularly think that's great. It starts going into, this is what I think, and this is what I think is correct, which is fine. That's called an editorial. But you don't place that in the same area as this is fact, this is true, there's evidence to support this kind of deal. You don't group the same things together. Because even if you have evidence supporting your perspective, that still doesn't make it a fact if it's just an opinion. Especially when you can't prove that it's true, you can only find supporting suggestions, supporting evidence that supports the suggestion of it. Does that make sense? There's a reason we section off editorials in newspapers, you know? It's a completely subjective opinion and bias, and that's fine. But the fact that that person fails to recognize that is disappointing to me. And the fact that his opinion stuff is now becoming more frequent and more consistent than his factual stuff is depressing to me, because I'm one of those guys where it's like, I got on and signed on with you to hear your interesting observations. And no offense, but your opinions aren't exactly that interesting to me, so much as your hounding of facts. And more disappointing than that, I would have been very fine with you if you just separated the two, but you didn't want to. But if he wants to go more into that, that's successful. I mean, hey, he's at 2 million subscribers, so he's doing something right? If he wants to do that, then that's fine, but I can't support that. And I was in the part number 2, besides the divergence of his content, the divergence of his attitude was very depressing. Before, when he started, like everybody else, usually when they're small, actually not everybody else, everybody's different. But he was very humble, very likable, very charismatic when he was small, and, you know, getting his wings and everything like that. And around the time when I chose to unsubscribe, he's around his 2 million mark. He's a very cocky person. He talks more about himself. In fact, if you're unsubscribed and you go to his channel trailer, it's a 10-minute video about his life accomplishments. Which, no offense, nobody in this world cares about that. They care about the content and service you can provide to them. You need to be advertising to me why I should subscribe to your channel. It's not like you're running for freaking office and you're trying to convince me that you're this amazing person. It's like, I don't care how well you did on the SAT. I don't care what awards you got in high school. That's not why I'm coming to your channel. And to me, it's like, why on earth would you create this long eulogy to you as an advertisement to you? You are very proud of just yourself. I'm very disappointed with how egotistical that is. And I don't have a stomach for that. By the way, all these enemies are able to snipe me with their soul arrows way longer and way further than I can even get close to them to lock on. This is it's a little bit unfair, I have to say. Actually, again, I have to stop using that word unfair. Because it's possible to dodge and or block these soul arrows, but my gosh, they're going to make this incredibly challenging, aren't they? I really should have gone pure... See, times like this is like, I should have gone pure mage and be able to outpace that stuff. And outcast them, as well as have the higher magic defense. But we're going to tough it out. Anyway, yeah. My advice for anybody else who not only is watching other YouTubers, but forming their own YouTube channel and evolving and making it consistent and growing it, please be consistent and please stay humble. There are many YouTubers that start off very cocky, very self-confident, with little or no justification or foundation for it. And I think they think that people appreciate that bad boy attitude. And for some people, maybe that's true. But for most people, I don't think that's true. See, looking at trends, if you want to go with what's quote-unquote popular, a lot of people don't like jerks, believe it or not. Most people, especially in real life, do not like jerks. So if you're acting like a jerk, I don't know why you think you're going to attract a crowd of anybody but jerks who like jerks. You know, like attracts like. People aren't necessarily going to go there listen to some jerk talk about how great he is. Most people, there's so many other channels to watch on YouTube, so much more information, they don't have to come to you. A lot of people appreciate when you're being grateful and when you're being humble and want to provide a sincere, honest, quality service or video to them. And it's different from adopting a persona that's rude and belligerent. If you create a character that's rude and belligerent, that's fine. People understand that. That's part of entertainment. You know? It'd be like if I made a side character, if I was on one of those channels that had like, you know, quote-unquote side characters, and I had like, you know, good OBM and evil OBM, and evil OBM would be rude and belligerent and hateful, and good OBM would try to be nice and optimistic and stuff like that. Then that's fine. People understand that's just part of the act. That's a person, you know, it's just a part of the routine. That's fine. But when that's you talking as you and you're a jerk, I don't expect that to be popular. You probably notice that many of the people that really truly separate themselves are the ones that are enthusiastic and are sincere and have integrity. Those are people that keep coming back and watching your stuff. Even if that sincerity is immature or rude, or, you know, if it's funny, if you can make people laugh consistently, then that's a huge thing in life. That gets you far no matter where you go. People appreciate a sense of humor. And the other thing is, please be focused and organized with your content. Don't lump all your stuff together when it doesn't belong. Like I said, don't group your informational stuff with your opinion articles. Don't group that together. Create separate stuff for the separate focuses, but keep focus. Using myself as an example, I like to observe other channels that keep their stuff separate and focused. For example, on other Let's Play channels that I watch, whenever they have group plays, they separate that into group plays. Whenever it's a solo person playing it, they have their own little solo start. Whenever they have competitive games that they're all playing, they have a competitive one, so you have focus there. On other entertaining channels, some people have like opinion articles that's separated from their informational stuff, which is separate from their comedy stuff. And that's good. Whatever you're in the mood for, it's all there. But to slap everything under one label is just, to me, just misleading, frankly, and unfocused. So I think that's very poor management. Even though, obviously, his is still very popular and good for him. Wish the best for him, but that to me is just no good. I myself have chosen to separate my channel into 3 different avenues. I have these Let's Plays right here that I just started, so this is kind of a new thing. I have the informational stuff on one side, which I call the metagame, and Digital Hindsight, which is my opinion article stuff, and I don't have very many of those. Not that I don't have very many opinions, I just don't take the time to express them fully in a long-minute thing. Although, frankly, I think this Let's Play has been more of opinion articles than anything else. I should probably just rebrand that. And, of course, I have my Recapitation series, which is a completely different focus. That's an archivist project that's taking a while. And all those are completely different focuses with completely different angles, and they need to be kept separate. If they were all lumped under one channel, that would be unfocused. Somebody coming to my channel would be like, what does this guy do? Like every week it's something different and random. I have no idea what this guy's focus is, what his niche is. How are you supposed to attract a targeted audience when you yourself are not targeted towards any audience? So that's my 2 cents. I'm not some huge big internet celebrity, so you could always say, what do you know? And that's true. What do I know? Well, I know what I observe, and I know what I like, and I'm applying things that I like to what I want to be, so there you go. I want to be focused, I want to be consistent, I want to have integrity with what I'm posting, so I find it very discouraging and or I'm not a fan of anybody that does the opposite. So keep on moving. We're in the middle of a giant area here in which we have a few different directions we can go. I'm going to check out this part first. This looks important right here. See, look at this. He can target me all the way out here. Crazy. Try boss, therefore key. So I need a key apparently. Locked. Okay, well, now we have a new thing. Apparently after a certain boss, something's gonna happen to let me unlock this door. Alright, so I guess I just have to check this after I beat a significant boss. Or one who drops a key or something like that. If something unusual happens with a boss in terms of dropping a key or something like that, I have to check back this little door over here in the Shrine of Amara. Fortunately, it's not too far from a bonfire, so... This guy is incredibly annoying. Fortunately, once you start attacking them, you can get them pretty quickly. Of course, it's taking like 4 hits to kill them, even with, you know, solar arrows, because they're obviously casting solar arrows. They have magic resistance, same as I do. Which means lightning will probably be the best thing to take these guys out, which I do not have. Or at least, I don't have readily available. I haven't seen those little Cyclops ogres in a while. Wow, they've toughened these guys up. These are not the same guys I faced in Things Betwixt. Oh, good. That's a threshold for him. Fortunately, he's a huge target, so... I wonder if I could burn him in the water. Alright, so there's treasure ahead, apparently. There are certainly some sunken treasure chests, so be mindful of that. I remember him falling down. That's the first time I died that way. Actually, I didn't do too bad. Hitting him with fire actually seemed to be a lot better. But maybe it's only because he was on land and not necessarily in the water. Anyway, who knows? There's treasure in this direction, somewhere in this little marshy land. And this looks fraught with deadly danger. Alright, it's kind of a row of pillars, so let me just follow this path here. I can see lots of bloodstains for everybody that fell off the edge. Gotta take this. Great. Of course there'd be mages along the way. They can target me from out here, but I have to be basically 10 feet from them to target them. I did not mean to throw a soul spear out. Great. That's a waste. Best thing to do is just use these pillars as cover and get ever closer. Oh, good. Knocked him off. It is getting perilously thin here. Well, there's certainly a little bit of treasure past there. So let's just squeeze our way over there and pick it up. Okay, well I'm going to pause here. We'll pick it up next time. So thanks for watching, and bye.